Hey, Kyle, what's up?
Hey guys.
Hey.
Oh, isn't Kyle on the East Coast right now?
Yeah, I am, and I know I saw the thing. I know it's recording.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we are recording, but we haven't actually started the podcast yet. We're in the setup phase still. But don't say anything you'll regret. Because I will wield it against you.
You can say regrettable things. That's part of the fun of the podcast, right? I mean,
That's true. It's more fun if you do say questionable things.
yeah, you got any hot takes?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Baseball should take less time. Like a game should be like probably an hour or two shorter.
Well, Kyle, they actually are instating a new rule next year, and that is a pitch clock. So it'll be like a shot clock, kind of, where pitchers aren't allowed to take as much time between each pitch. So that'll speed up the game a little bit, but it still will be at least 2 hours every game.
That is pretty funny, actually. Yeah, like the shot clock equivalent for baseball. I'd like to see that in action.
Yeah, I think it's in action in the minor leagues right now. They usually that's how they usually test out new rules. They'll like test out in the minors for a year or two, and then if it works, then they bring it to the majors. So they're doing that next year. It's official.
What time are you guys actually going to start recording the podcast?
As soon as Ben's ready.
Okay, I'm going to blend my smoothie. Just give me 1 second.
Okay.
I'm going to add some great blender noise. Oh, there we go. Yeah, blender.
Sounds like a good smoothie.
Woo. Okay, I think it's blended good. Oh, it's delicious.
Ben,
Okay, Ryan.
tell us what's in your smoothie.
Okay, so I got the Daybreak blend, which is a Costco Kirkland signature product, I believe, or at least it's available at Costco. It also has some Costco Kirkland signature yogurt, the Greek one. It's pretty good. And then Simply orange juice. I think that we should probably recruit all of these companies as sponsors on the podcast, as well as some Kraken rum. And that's it.
Ooh, yeah, I appreciate you filling me in on all the brands because it makes a big difference. If I were to try to replicate that smoothie and I used like Florida's best orange juice, it probably just wouldn't be the same.
Oh yeah, hey, there's a Learned League question that's baseball related, so I'm going to ask this to you.
Okay.
And let's see if I can find the actual way it's phrased. The Houston Astros and Tampa Bay Rays both play home games in stadiums named after companies that produce what commodity as their flagship product?
Oh, this is easy. That's orange juice. We got
Yeah.
Tropicana Field and Minute Maid Park, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But man, Ben, let's do this thing. It's pod time.
Oh yeah.
We're back, baby. We're back. It's been maybe a month since the last episode. And in that time, the last episode was right after the second Yankees series. And in that time, the Mariners have gone 17-8. Not bad. Not bad at all. I think we still have, like, behind the Dodgers, the second best record in baseball since, like, the beginning of July or something like that. So
That is amazing, Ryan. And let me know in October when you're going to go to a game. We should all go to a Mariners game, like late season, and maybe even try to find a team that we're going to be able to beat up on. Although it would be cool to see. I haven't even looked at the schedule for late season. Have you? Do you know who they're playing as, say, their last regular season game?
I think our season ends with the series against the Detroit Tigers, who I think maybe have the worst record in baseball and who we swept just a few weeks ago. So feeling pretty good about that. I can bring up the schedule right now. I actually was, though, referring to the postseason. I'm not going to fly up for a regular season game. If I'm flying up, it's going to be for a postseason game. But let's take a look at the schedule right now. So as we speak, the Mariners are playing the final game of their 3-game series against the Atlanta Braves, which is a big series. This is going to be our second to last really challenging team that we face in the regular season. And right now it's The series is tied 1 apiece, so this is, as they say, the rubber match to determine who's going to take the series. We have a 2-game series against San Diego starting on Tuesday, and that really is like the last like playoff level team that we're playing in the regular season before October. So again, like people have been talking about, the Mariners have the easiest schedule for September. And after this series and the San Diego series, we have the Angels, Athletics, the Royals, the Rangers, the Athletics again, and then we end it with a 4-game series against the Tigers. So I'm feeling good, man. We've been playing hard. We have lost a few disappointing games, but that's life, you know? Like again, our record since like the beginning of July is insane. I don't know exactly what it is since the beginning of July, but it's insanely good. Second best in the major leagues. We're about to come up against some pretty weak teams. It's been so fun to watch.
Yeah, and I'm looking at my fridge magnet right now because I actually got one of these at the opener, and it's great to have the 2022 schedule, and yeah, we don't really have that many games left. It's kind of wild. I forgot how few games are left in the baseball season.
I know, it's winding down quickly.
Because yeah, October 5th, I guess, is the last game, and that's Detroit, and then of course we're going to the playoffs. I mean, it's going to happen, right? We're at like 99 point something % chance. It would be great to get like, the first wild card spot, but I think that it's all but guaranteed at this point that we're going to get a wild card spot, right?
It's, statistically speaking, it's not guaranteed yet, right? But it's looking really good. The next team that's chasing us, so at the moment we are in the 3rd wildcard spot, but we're within like 2 games. Like all 3 wildcard teams, us, the Rays, and the Blue Jays, are all really close to each other. But then the next team
it's the
trying
Orioles.
to get in is the Orioles, and they're 5 games back right now. So that's a pretty nice buffer. That feels good right now. I'm going to take a look at the score. It's still 1-0 against the Braves at the moment. So we have a really good shot of winning this series at the moment. But yeah, I guess I was going to kind of acknowledge a few things that have happened over the past few weeks that we've missed because I haven't been doing the podcast. The big one, man, is that Julio Rodriguez contract. The Mariners signed Julio to a historically long contract. I don't know if it's the longest contract ever signed. Maybe to a guy that age, though. I think it's, 17 years?
I think something like that.
17 years. He's guaranteed something like $210 million. So he's got to be feeling good right now. He's getting paid. He's getting paid. He's not even all the way through his first season, and he's getting $200+ million agreed to him. And depending on his performance over the next 17 years, he can make somewhere near $500,000.
And Julio, I mean, today, since we just have the game going on in the background, and I should say it's the top of the 4th inning, Marco's actually doing pretty well. And then you said Julio started off with a home run. So
leadoff homer.
Yeah, and he's been performing every game. Ryan, really quick, when was the last time we talked baseball? I'm just because I have the schedule in front of me, I'm trying to recall. It was back in August.
Yeah, it was right after the second Yankees series.
Ah, okay. Yeah, so it's been quite some time. And that Yankees series was amazing. So, and then we played Texas. And, right, didn't we not do as well as we should have with Texas? And then we did great with the Angels, maybe even swept them. And then Oakland as well. I think we lost the game there. But Cleveland was amazing. Both of those
so good.
Series, because I mean they're kind of built like us. They're very competitive, like in the same way that we are. They've got excellent bullpen, and so every game really came down to the wire. The games that we lost, like we didn't really get blown out, and so those games are really fun to watch, especially the game that went extra innings, and we had Cal Raleigh hitting a 2-run homer. Cal's been super hot. As of recent, which has been exciting.
Geno's
been freaking hot.
Geno's been blasting them. Both of
and
those
Santana
guys.
got to a 2 home run game.
Yes.
So, people have been stepping up. Ty France was, I guess, in a bit of a slump, but then he came back, and I was like kind of maybe slumping again. I don't know. But yeah, Mariners are really just fun to watch.
Yeah, dude, I agree. Those two Cleveland series were obviously beating the Yankees 2 series in a row felt really good, but those two Cleveland series were so fun to watch. And so between the two series, we played 7 games, and we only lost 1.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
We beat them 3-4 in the first series, and then we swept them in the 3-game series that followed. So that was awesome. But yeah, most of those games were really close, and like you said, Cleveland, pretty similar team to us, and they're in the fight for the playoffs right now. They're in that AL Central where there's 3 teams. Them, the Twins, and the White Sox are all just like neck and neck to get that top spot. But none of them, whoever doesn't get in that top spot is probably not going to be a wild card team. So they're just duking it out for the Central. And, we really I think Cleveland's still in the lead by like a game, but we kind of knocked them off their block. Sorry, Cleveland, but we had to take care of business, and we did. So it's good to see us going up against teams like the Yankees, the Guardians, and now the Braves, and being able to win games, being able to be competitive, because those are the types of teams we're going to see in the playoffs.
Yeah, and the White Sox were pretty good too. That was a good series, even though I think we
ended up
lost
beating us.
2 of 3, right?
Yeah, they were tough.
We won one of those games, right?
Yeah.
But they're really good, and we're really good. It's fun being good at baseball, or at least watching people be good at baseball.
So, yeah, I'm just trying to just yesterday I was really I want to make sure I'm really cherishing every moment here, because this is a special season. This is a special team, and it'll feel good to make the playoffs, but can't take this for granted. We're just having a really, really special season. I don't understand how our bullpen is so good day in and day out. I don't understand it, but they are. Just the most reliable guys.
And we've been making some nice defensive plays, too. Sam Haggerty, who they just showed making a diving catch in the game that's going on right now. But there's also that catch, and showing Isabel that last night because she hasn't seen it. But the clip where Sam Haggerty, jumps into the netting and gets sprung backwards, and then barely he lets go of the ball. But that Spider-Man catch was really cool.
Yeah, it was amazing.
And hey, Cal Raleigh's at bat right now. Are we gonna get Ian? What's Ian up to?
I think Ian's waiting in the wings. I think he's ready to go whenever we are. But it looks like the Braves somehow scored a run, so it's 1-1 now. But yeah, man, those are we've kind of touched on all the guys I wanted to give props to. Cal Raleigh, Geno, Santana, just coming in clutch with the home runs. It seems like every time they get a home run, it matters too, And then Sam Haggerty on both sides, at the plate and in the field, continues to swag. Okay, let's see. So I'm just kind of looking at my notes here. There's a few things we could talk about. I wanted to maybe note the Ichiro Mariners Hall of Fame speech. There's some new MLB rules we could talk about. And also, I kind of want to just honor Albert Pujols, who has now surpassed Alex Rodriguez's all-time home run mark. And I think that puts Albert Pujols in 4th place all-time home runs. So that's just amazing to see. I really hope he gets to 700, because that's just a huge milestone. Albert Pujols, awesome dude. Let me text Ian, get him the link to get in here. Ian actually went to the game on Friday, our loss to the Braves, which, that was a good game. It seemed like a good game. There was something like 7 or 8 home runs between the two teams. It was the Apple TV broadcast, which I don't know. It was just, for some reason, that game was hard to watch, I thought. It was just kind of painful. And maybe that's because every time we did something, the Braves kind of, took the lead back. I don't know if we had the lead at any point in that game, actually, because we played really hard, but the Braves just played harder. So that was a rough one. But Ian was there, and it would be cool to hear what that was like for him.
And I guess my experience with the game, which is not as exciting as Ian's, obviously, and in fact, it's very boring. But Isabel and I wanted to watch the game at Red Robin. So we went to Red Robin and got some burgers and stuff. But they were playing the Toronto game. We were very confused. Turns out that, of course, bars and restaurants and whatnot, they don't have, the ability to play Apple TV broadcasts. So that's another thing against the Apple TV is not being able to watch a Friday night game in a bar, which is a really enjoyable thing to do.
Yeah, that's a real bummer that's kind of off the table unless the bar, whatever has to, decides to jump through the hoops it takes to watch the game. But
dude, there are some big hoops. Even though it says it's free, I was trying to get it going on Isabel's phone, and I ended up having to, they wanted us to sign up for a free trial of the Apple TV app because you couldn't watch it through the browser. And so even though the game was technically free, you basically had to agree to cancel your subscription by whatever date, or they would start billing you. And because Isabel has an iPhone and is connected to the Apple universe, I didn't want to go through it because it seemed like they were going to probably end up getting us.
Yeah, classic trap.
Yep, exactly. So we ended up just doing the broadcast through the Discord, and it worked out.
Right, yeah, we saw you creeping in the Discord. Saw you putting in some message at one point. I think who was there? I think Matt and Justin and Daniel were in there with me, and at one point I saw you message "streams down?" ? And I was like, Ben, come on, you're just here fishing for a stream. You're not even gonna pop in and say hey. I may have called you a bad name in response to that, and I apologize. But I realize now, you were at a restaurant. I
could have been the guy though at Red Robin, just with my phone on speakerphone, chatting with people on Discord. I do like this workaround though. I mean, who knows if the powers that be are going to be listening to this podcast and they're like, oh shit, they found a way. But currently, our scheme for watching baseball games, which is and it works, but it's just ridiculous because I do have the MLB TV membership, but you can't actually watch the stupid games if you're local.
It's such bull.
Oh, hey, Ian.
Ian B, welcome. Ben and I have been potting for a little bit now. Thanks for joining, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. Are you watching?
I'm not watching the game. I've discovered the secret to our victories. If I don't watch or pay attention, they win.
I thought it was the other way around.
Yeah, I tried different things, and different things seem to work. But, yeah, 11-11 on Friday morning, I wish that they were going to win that game, and my wish did not come true.
Yeah, the old 11-11 wish, I think we've probably used up that magic, as a human race by now.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ian, we were talking a little bit about the Braves series. It's tied up right now, but you were at the game on Friday. Do you want to tell us about what that was like?
Yeah, I got to say, Brave fans suck. That's pretty much all I got to say on that. And also, I really just am pretty content on never going to that ballpark again because we literally have the lamest fans in baseball. And
that's interesting because the players always talk about how great the Seattle fans are. And I've been to a lot of games this year where fans were great and really enthusiastic and loud and cheering. So first off, what makes you say that Braves fans suck? Did something happen?
Well, so there's a story I just discovered earlier this month. Marlon Brando, I think he had a stepdaughter, I forget what, but she was a Native American actress, and she accepted this award on behalf of Marlon Brando, and pretty much she talked about how Hollywood and culture of Native Americans and how they were depicted in film and everything was just totally racist, outdated. And when she was getting kicked, she was getting booed off the stage. John Wayne and a bunch of other dumb fucks were doing the tomahawk chop that the Brave fans do.
The tomahawk chop?
Yeah,
I'm familiar with it.
So when I heard that story this month, I'm at that game and they're doing their dumb tomahawk chant, and I stood up and I started doing a mimic of their tomahawk chalk, but I'm humping the air with my two arms, and I had two middle fingers wide in the air while I was doing it. And
how did they take that?
They they just kind of bit their tongues and just nodded their heads as I was doing that. It felt really good. Not gonna lie. I'm a very small dude, but I do have really big balls. I just want to say that.
I can't argue with that statement.
So, yeah, and then, bottom of the ninth, my Uncle Al and I are walking around the ballpark, or we were walking around the ballpark, bottom of or something like that. And we found these like really good seats, and this is September baseball. This is like do or die, and every game is important, and you need to be cheering for your team. And it's bottom of the ninth. We're sitting right behind first baseline into right field. And like these are like really, pricey tickets, obviously. And no one was sitting there because they're clearing out. We have a guy on first. This is September baseball. Every game counts. I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. Whoever's on, I'm chanting their name. This fan in front of me tells me to shut up and quit screaming or whatever as I'm chanting this team. I ignored it. And then the second time I did it again. And then he turned around, said something to me, and I stood up and I told him, shut the fuck up, you fucking fake fan. Just screamed at him. Just you're a fake fucking fan. This is when we need us the most. And he stands up, gets in my face, and I say, touch me. My Uncle Al, pretty much grabs me. And I'm just getting in his face. I'm like, fucking touch me. I'm just screaming at him, you fake fucking fan, touch me. I fucking dare you. Security comes over, and I'm totally on their side. I'm agreeing with them. I'm still telling him off. I'm like,
wait, what do you mean you're agreeing with them? I'm just curious.
So they're trying to take me upstairs. They're trying to take me away from the situation pretty much because I'm telling this dude off. And I just kept calling him a fake fucking fan. Fuck, you're the reason why we haven't been. You're the reason why we haven't been to a postseason in 20 years because you sit on your fat ass and don't fucking cheer for your team when they need you. And felt good. And security, they're escort. This is bottom of the ninth. What are they going to do? Your game's about to be over. And so they take me upstairs, and pretty much she just tells me, I can't do what I was doing. And I'm just well, I'll tell you this. This is the reason why you have, this team has not been to a postseason in 20 years. It's because assholes like that, when my team needs me the most. This is September baseball. This is when you're supposed to be the loudest.
Yeah, that guy sounds like an asshole.
Oh, he was. I called him. Yeah, I'm not gonna hold back on pathetic poser fans who have the money to get tickets like that and just aren't gonna support a team that needs us when they need us. So, yeah.
Hey man, you're entitled to speak your mind, and you're also entitled to scream your head off at a baseball game. That's what baseball games are for.
Yeah, Homer Simpson said it best. This ticket does not give me a seat as a fan. It gives me the right to make a complete of myself.
A complete what?
A complete ass of myself at a game.
Damn right.
So that's my story. And yeah, I think game one, we're figuring out how to play against a team that's pretty much going to be going to the postseason again. So we're trying to figure them out. And game one was a figuring out game. Game two, we had their number.
True that. Kirby, man.
Well, yeah, can we acknowledge the fact that while you were telling the story, Ian, we almost had a home run from Frazier's, a triple right off the wall. 2 scored, 3-1 Mariners. Just giving you an update. Hagerty's up, 2 outs, 2-2 count. Frazier's on third. Oh, and Hagerty came in clutch. Got Frazier home. 4-1 Mariners. There we go.
4-1?
Yep.
Amazing.
That's so awesome. Oh my God, that's awesome.
That's great news. Dude, if we can take a series from the Braves, we got this, baby. We got the pitching, and we got the fucking juice right now. This is it. This is it. We're rolling. We're rolling from here until September. Ben and I just went over the schedule. After today and the 2-game series with the Padres, we have it crazy easy. But you know what? Our guys are not going to take those games lightly. They're going to keep playing hard, and we're going to be fucking rolling into the postseason, baby. This is amazing.
Yeah, we need this, man. It's a nail biter right now. I'm not going to lie, because that series with the Athletics, we should have won that. So I'm nervous because I believe in this team, but there are games where I feel like they're so laid back that they kind of just are too comfortable that they kind of left their guard down a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm hoping that's not going to be the case. I know it probably won't, because this team's just got the momentum and the energy. And yeah.
I think there's too much. I think there's way too much riding on their shoulders right now for them to sit back and relax at all. I don't think. There may have been a few games where it seemed like that was happening, and you know what? It's a 162 game season, so
you're not going to win them all.
The reality of playing your hardest every game, just like that, isn't necessarily the way to do it. But it's September, baby. It's September 11th. It's time to go.
Yeah, I think that the great thing with the Mariners right now is you have different players kind of every game that are stepping up. Like Haggerty at that at-bat I was just watching. It was amazing. The ball he hit was a good 6 inches out of the strike zone. It was far up. That pitch was like up on.
He's straight up Spider-Man. That dude is Peter Parker at the plate and on the field.
Yeah, it's wild. So yeah, everyone is stepping up at, not every game, but like, I guess unless you're Winker, which, man, Winker's been kind of a disappointment as of late. But everyone else,
I'll give him this. He knows like the strike zone pretty well, so he can get on base. He can get walked. So he, in a slight way, does his part, but he should be doing way more than he's been doing.
Yeah, I think the problem with Winker right now is that he's injured. I think he's got back problems. He hobbles. If you watch him like take a base after a walk, which is the only way he gets on base these days, he's not moving very quickly. So I think that, he honestly, I guess, needs to be in the lineup still, but it's unfortunate because I think that he's just dealing with some injuries right now, and hopefully next year he'll be back and be 100%. But he's not running too fast. Yeah,
I think everybody can have an off year. I think when he rests up during the wintertime, he'll probably be back in full swing. One could hope. But yeah, I would rather just see Haggerty playing left field for like the rest of the season.
Yeah, or Dylan Moore. I really like Dylan Moore these days too.
Love Dylan Moore, but I trust Haggerty. I trust Haggerty with my life at this point.
Haggerty's just really proved that he can. That catch that he ran into the netting at Detroit. If he had caught that, he was so close to having that ball. But like, the dude's just excellent at what he does. He can hit home runs. He can steal. Yeah. Yeah, he's just like the perfect player, like what he would want. He steals bases, is fast, can hit home runs, can hit singles. He can do it.
Yeah, and that clip was great as far as, just being a viral sensation. I wish that there was an equivalent of, was it This Week in Baseball? Is that what we grew up with? Like,
that's what we grew up with. The Saturday show on Fox. They do it at 12:30. Yeah, I loved that.
I loved it. And we don't have anything like that anymore. Aside from, YouTube videos like John Boy mashups or whatever, but like there's nothing that gets into like, I don't know, goofy baseball like stunts and like crazy catches and bad ump calls, like drama on the field. Like that was a great clip show. It's kind of America's Funniest Home Videos, but also just like, to get you stoked on baseball.
There's one that I really remember when I was a kid that Fat Joe was like the host of it. They interviewed him and he's just like, when Fat Joe goes to Yankee Stadium, we always win. Because that's how Fat Joe rolls. It was so. I remember that distinctly. It was that episode. But I also remember like the hilarious claymation guy who was like the host of it. I think he was like a real announcer. But they used his voice because I think he was like the original host of This Week in Baseball. But they need to bring that. I think we should try to do something like that if this podcast brings in the money. We'll invest into another show idea like that.
Oh yeah, once we get our sponsorship deals.
I was only half listening to what you guys were talking about because I only half remembered what you guys were talking about. But the reason I was distracted is because I was trying to get my man Riley Tibbetts in the room, and here he is.
Oh yeah!
Welcome to the pod, Riley. Nice to have you here.
Oh man, What a pleasure! What a pleasure!
What's up?
What's up?
How are you, bro?
Oh, I'm great. I haven't been watching this game, so fill me in.
Oh, we can do that.
Yeah, so J-Rod just struck out, but here's the thing. Mariners had a great inning, 4-1 now. Mariners lead. Dylan Moore hit a triple. Haggerty not Dylan Moore. Adam Frazier. We were just talking about Dylan Moore, so I got Demo on my mind. But anyhow, we're up, and here's the best thing is that Atlanta just lost their starter in the fourth. So that's yeah.
Writing's on the wall.
True that. We're about to take a series from the motherfucking world champions. Let's go.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, we did. I think we did that, and we did that with Boston. Not in 2019 when they had won the World Series. Like we had won that opening game. It was like 13-4 or something against the world champions of the year before.
No feeling like it, except maybe being world champions, but we wouldn't know anything about that. Speaking of, Riley, how does it feel to be a fan of a team that has won a championship? Because we're all dying to know.
Gotta say, it feels pretty good. At this point in the season, I'm almost kind of running out of steam as a Dodgers fan because it's inconsequential until we hit the postseason. So, yeah, I'm having more fun following along with the Mariners a little more because it's more exciting.
Yeah. Well,
and then you'll have
Justin Turner and Chris Taylor just erased the Dodgers' fifth inning in the deficit in San Diego right now. So that was 7 minutes ago that I'm just following up on.
Of course, I was just taking a shower, so I think I missed all the action in this Dodger game so far. But this season's been great. Gone to a couple games. It's been really fun. Can't wait to be a world champion again.
Oh yeah, or how about a Mariners Dodgers World Series? If that happens, are you going for the underdog? That's the question.
Oh
I
shit!
have to go for Mariners, man. Obviously.
Dude, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, of
You'll have
course.
to go to Dodger Stadium, decked out in Dodgers gear, but really rooting for the Mariners under your breath, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm going to Dodger Stadium dressed up in Mariner gear again. I loved that. That was the funnest time to get shit thrown at you. That was awesome.
Yeah, well, that's why they call it the Dodgers, right? Because you're dodging all that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
But the Dodgers are, I mean, maybe arguably, but like the best team in baseball, right? This year.
Those Dodger fans, dude, I'm telling you, those are the best fans in baseball because that's a team that will be down by 5 runs and every fan in that stadium is screaming at the top of their lungs.
Oh yeah,
make a comeback.
It's so fun, dude.
It's like
what a great fan base. What a great team.
Yeah,
you gotta love the Dodgers.
That fan base taught me how to be a Mariner fan, dude. I'm telling you. Like, get the chance going. Get like just like scream. Give your total energy to your team that needs you. Because like if you just sit on your ass and you're just quiet, like why would they want to do anything for you? You have to prove it to your team. Like your team.
I went to a game last week where we lost by 6 runs and the stadium was still full in the 9th inning.
Wow, that's a dedicated fan base.
And Riley, I assume, were you pretty broken up over the passing of Vin Scully? Because
of course, man.
As far as like announcers go, I love just listening to some of the old stories that he would tell. There's like one where he was just talking about like beating like Jackie Robinson, like ice skating. Like there's just like these weird stories that he tells because he was old as fuck, like, and just been around forever. So you can just have these like celebrity stories, but like celebrities from like the 40s and 50s.
Like my grandfather,
so cool.
My grandfather was a Brooklyn Dodgers fan, so like he was a huge Vin Scully fan at Old Ebbets Field in Brooklyn. Yeah.
Wait, did Vin Scully follow the Dodgers from Brooklyn to LA? Is he was that old?
That's how old he is. Yeah.
Holy moly!
And he only stopped broadcasting like 5 years ago. Less.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I watched his going away ceremony on KTLA, like when they were doing this like goodbye ceremony for him. It was like Kevin Costner doing his dramatic like speech to Vin Scully, like, Vin, you were the voice of every father who was fixing their car in their garage on a hot LA summer day. Just like
Hey, well, and I've got a question as someone who, not a Dodgers fan, so I am not familiar with this, but with Mariners, at this point, I'm pretty well versed. We got Rick Riz calling most of the radio broadcast, Dave Sims oftentimes doing the televised thing, and then you got Goldsmith, right, and Gary Hill Jr. So with Vin Scully, was he like primarily doing one like format along with like, I guess, a much larger team, like, back in the day?
he was definitely doing radio for sure. Like on the TV when I watched his final game that he was broadcasting, he did the voice, was narrating the game too while he was. I think he did both, if I'm not mistaken, the radio and the TV. Yeah, the dude did it all. He was the Dave Niehaus of LA. Like
for real though, man, Dave Niehaus.
Yeah, with Dave Niehaus too, and I just forget because it's been a while. But like was he doing both radio and TV broadcasts? Like, I remember listening to Dave Niehaus on the radio, but was it like a 50-50 thing? Like, how often was he doing one versus the other?
He did that quite often because there's old clips from Safeco Field that you can find on YouTube where he's definitely like announcing the game with Rick Riz. So I think it might have been a mashup where it's like this is going live on the TV, it's also going live on the radio. Yeah.
Well, and I wonder if just like radio announcing is more fun. I could see that. And I sometimes enjoy doing a thing if I've got enough time and I'm bored where I'll try to like sync whatever illegal stream I'm watching the baseball with my AM radio. Yeah. And it's better broadcasting. Yeah.
Yeah, because, in radio, you have to actually like describe and narrate what's going on. With being able to be on TV, you can just actually see it.
Yeah, you just talk about M&Ms.
Yeah, exactly. I was so disappointed when I heard Dave Sims on TV talking about how, like, the Mariner fans were booing the Astros. I think it was like Altuve that was going up to bat. He's just like, God, these Mariner fans are just giving it to this team. And just like, you got to let it go. It was 4 years ago. Like, no, never let that go.
No way.
Oh, yeah. Riley, I saw your shirt. I love that shirt.
Yeah. Oh. That was a great shirt. I wish it said Astrals, but I still love it.
Ian, you'll have to, you should make your own line of t-shirts called Astro Haters.
I will.
So you can have a whole line of Astrals shirts. You could have some Turdlander jerseys.
I love, but that was so amazing, man. Like I loved saying that name out loud.
Dude, yeah. I went to the game with Ian and was Daniel at
Daniel.
That one?
It was Daniel, yeah.
Ian, Daniel, Jardel, and I went, and it was not the first series against the Astros, but it was like early in the season at home, and this was the game that we lit up Verlander, and we beat them like 6-0 or something like that with Verlander pitching, and Ian nearly the whole game was on his feet. Turdlander! It was amazing. But for those of you listeners who aren't in the Discord right now and can't see Riley's amazing avatar, the shirt we were referencing simply says Astros suck on the front. Gets a little more detailed on the back, but
the 2017 World Series stealing team, and it has their names and then says that they suck. All of them. Each one.
Yeah, because my favorite thing about that shirt, I don't know if this is directly what that shirt is trying to evoke, but upon, first inspection, you look at it, it's like, okay, this is like a Fish tour shirt, like listing like every city that like Fish has been to, or, it's just like that style of format.
Evoking the Yankees sucks shirts.
Oh, there's also a Yankees sucks shirt that lists every member of the Yankees roster.
I forget what year it was, early 2000s, but it was like a bunch of like Boston like hardcore heads, like I think related to like Bridge 9 Records, like printed like a bunch of Yankees sucks shirts and sold them outside the stadium. And I forget, but it was like this crazy phenomenon. They made thousands and thousands of dollars off of them. They got banned from the stadium. I don't know. It was a big to-do.
And this is on the B9 forums, I assume.
It's not really much of a design.
2004. Riley, was it 2003 or 2004?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
Well, yeah, that was like the heat of the Yankees-Red Sox like playoff rivalry, 21st century playoff rivalry. So that makes sense. That's amazing. Never heard about that. Would love to cop one of those shirts on eBay.
Oh, dude, it's a grail for sure.
Also, Haniger just was 5 feet away from a home run.
Shit.
It's hard watching this game and then also talking about random other things. Sorry.
Well, that's okay. So there's a lot going on. We got quite a few people in the Discord. I'm gonna try to put it in another direction. So since we have been kind of reminiscing about the past, Vince Scully, the early 2000s and whatnot, why don't we? I just kind of wanted to acknowledge something else that happened in the month since the last episode, and that is that Ichiro is now in the Mariners Hall of Fame. It sounds obvious to say out loud. Of course, he's a Mariners Hall of Famer. But did anyone listen to or / watch the video of his speech?
Yes, I watched the entire ceremony live.
It was pretty long. I don't think I watched the entire thing, but I watched a good chunk of it.
It was like a 20-minute long speech, and I definitely was tearing up by the end. It was amazing.
Also, like, pretty much he like gave all his support to his wife because, like, the dude has dedicated his life to baseball while still having a successful marriage. I mean, mad props to that. And also, like, a video of his two Shibas that were, like, they were barking and they were, like, translating what they were saying to Ichiro about his, like, big day. That was pretty cute. I love that.
I think I missed that part. But yeah, it was cool that he shouted out his wife. Few baseball players can be that successful on the field and in their marriage. So props to Ichiro. Great husband, great player. Shit, I totally just lost my train of thought. Oh, I love that. I love the fun that he was poking at his former teammates, particularly Jamie Moyer. He was like, Jamie, you were so kind to me, and every time you start talking to me, you wouldn't stop for 30 minutes, and I had no idea what you were talking about. And then Jamie Moyer, of course, was like, "What did he say?" That was great.
The part that got me choked up was when he talked about how Griffey was like his biggest idol in Japan, and like the biggest highlight of his career was getting to play with him in center field one last time in 2009 on the same team.
Oh, and it's gone.
Sorry.
Yep. Sorry. See, that's the problem recording the podcast in the middle of the Mariners game. Suarez just hit a homer.
Geno Suarez, number 28, with his 29th homer of the year. Also, launch angle of 29 degrees. Numbers? Hell yeah. Julio's doing a little dance. Anyway, yeah, sorry. I flipped over to the game while you were speaking, Ian, and then I saw instant home run. I lost my shit. But
no, perfect.
Also, Geno's number 28. Fun fact: Isabel's birthday. 28. Isabel's favorite player, Geno.
Dude, that's fucking crazy.
Who's that? Is 26? Is that Frazier? Is he 26?
That sounds right. We gotta get Isabel on the pod sometime.
Yeah, I think we should pivot to being a Mariners numerology podcast.
Fucking read my mind.
Who's 23? That's the question. I think actually someone is 23. I mean, Swaggerty's 0, of course.
France is 23.
France is 23. Okay, yeah.
France and Jordan.
You know what game I want to go to that I'm trying to convince Isabel to go to is the Tuesday night game where if you go, you get a free Swaggerty headband. I think it's also Hello Kitty night.
And Swaggerty headband.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I want one of those. Dodger Stadium have any good giveaways, Riley? Oh, did we lose Riley?
He may be AFK.
I put Oreo in my mouth right as you said my name. Munching and crunching.
Are you someone who dissects your Oreos, or do you do the whole Oreo in one bite?
I eat too many of these things for any kind of finesse, man. There's been some good ones. Mostly just bobblehead nights that I've been to.
Those are always fun.
Always fun. They've been having a lot where it's like you have to get a special ticket and then you get like a really sick giveaway, like a jersey or something. Mm-hmm. But it comes with like a special ticket package.
The game I went to with like Jimmy, Carlos, and you, Riley, you were there.
Mm-hmm.
We got that like pretty ugly hat.
Oh, that hat is heinous. I have it somewhere.
Yeah, I think I got rid of mine pretty quick.
We got a good New Balance socks giveaway.
Ooh.
I'll wear those from time to time.
Hell yeah.
I got the limited edition LA World Series champions that Born and Raised did right after the 2020 World Series with the barbed wire and like the palm trees and like World Series champs 2020. Like, it's a really cool thing to have.
We've been recording for over an hour now. So just to wrap things up, the game's still happening, so we'll all find out how that ends. But Riley and I are actually about to meet up to do something pretty special. Riley, will you just share with everyone what we're about to do?
We're about to go to a batting cage. It looks kind of like a augmented reality version of a batting cage where you like hit into a net thing into a screen and it shows where you're hitting the ball into a stadium.
Oh, like a
batting cage,
yeah,
baseball game against each other.
But it's also a bar.
There's also a bar, and the beers have like snow cone on top, which that's cool.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Wait,
about that.
no cone? Do beers normally have cones over top? What are we talking about? Like a dog that's been to the vet?
Wait, no,
it's like they
they're
dipped
talking
your
about-
beer in the snow.
No, a snow cone, not no
Oh,
cone.
Oh.
It's a beer cone. Got it.
A beer cone.
Where's this at?
Koreatown.
Koreatown. Even better.
It's called Strike Zone, like Strike Zone, but with no e at the end.
Sweet. So yeah, you guys gonna hit that up, and then you can get some massages or hit the spas afterwards. Like,
Yeah, hit Wii Spa right after.
Yeah. Hit Wii Spa after working hard in the cages.
Yeah. I'm also celebrating my 2-year anniversary today, so I'm gonna.
Happy
so
anniversary.
much. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're gonna Jazz Alley tonight. Really stoked. I can't believe my dad literally wanted to have his son pay $170 for those 2 tickets on Friday. And I finessed that so well because I was like, look, I'm not spending $170 on left field bleacher tickets because that's just insane. And my anniversary is on Sunday, and I'm already going to be paying like $200, $300 for like that dinner.
Yeah, how did your dad manage to pay that much for the left field bleacher seats?
Dude just uses Ticketmaster as like the best site to get tickets. Yeah, but I just told him like, hey, I'm not going to spend $170 on left field bleacher tickets. How about you just make it my birthday gift because it's going to be at the end of the month anyways, and now you're obligated to get me a gift. So it all worked out.
I have a nice romantic idea for your anniversary.
What's that?
Augmented reality batting cages.
If they existed here, I'd totally do that.
yeah, I've actually wondered about this augmented reality batting cage experience because maybe I didn't know that they existed, but it seems like something that they probably have set up for people in the major leagues, right? Like batting cage simulators with different pitchers. Like,
There is a VR thing, those like headset things that you wear, and they have like a stick or something that's like a bat. But like there's a VR thing that apparently makes your swing and your hit percentage go up. A lot of the
I
pros are
keep
doing
seeing
that.
ads for one on Instagram that's called Win Reality.
I think that's it. Yeah. So wait, will you guys be wearing headsets when you're doing that, or is it just like the ball's coming at you?
It pitches you a real ball, and then you hit it into a net, and then it like projects based on how you hit the ball where it would go.
that is so much better. Yeah, so it's like I think there's like golf type situations like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you actually get to hit the real ball, which is, I mean, I assume after like a few beers, that's just the most fun thing in the world is hitting a batting cage. Yeah, you guys will have fun. That sounds great.
I'm psyched.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna go hit the Dustin Trail. Great hearing from everybody. Go Mariners, and let's do this. See us rise.
Yeah, thanks guys for logging in. It feels good to pod again. It's been a month. I checked the calendar. It's been like almost exactly a month. So this pod went pretty smooth too. I think it's going to be minimal editing. Kind of just going to, be able to throw it up pretty easily. Great to hear from everyone. Great to get the Mariners fans all together, even if it's in the virtual realm. It's an exciting time to be a Mariners fan. Thanks everyone for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, and all that shit. So have a nice evening, everyone. Happy Sunday.
Yeah. Hey, Ryan, I got a good shit starter for next time too. I hate the fucking hydro boats. Change my mind. We'll talk about this next time.
I was raised in a northern town. Me and the